Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Ramaya Ramachandraya Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Bande Valmiki Kokilam. So as we have been discussing this text called Aditya Hrudaya. Now Rama is in the battlefield that we discussed. So in the battlefield, waiting to face a Ravana. That we saw. Tato yuddha parishrantam samare chintaya sthitam Ravanam chagrato drushtva yudhaya samupasthitam daivatascha samagamya drashtum abhyagato ranam upagamya bravit ramam agastyo bhagavan rishi. Now this is the last stage of war. And when you come to any last stage, last drop, what we called, that is the crucial moment. That is the life-changing game in your life. So when now Rama and Ravana, or any conflict that we have in our day-to-day life that we have discussed, that towards the end, that actually determines the failure or success in your life. So if you fail, all your effort is waste. Of course, if you are successful, all your efforts becomes useful, meaningful. That's why towards the end is more important to maintain the God's grace. And that God's grace is being determined with the people you are associated with. As we discussed in the last class, during this war time, all the gods, they also had come to witness, to see how the war is going on. Because generally, you see, just observe this point. Suppose any cricket match now in India, IPL is going on, okay? Or any soccer match. If the two teams are really strong, equally, they are equipped, definitely you would like to watch. Because there is something really worth watching. And interestingly, here is one more step ahead. Not only both the teams are well equipped, both Rama and Ravana, both are well equipped. Also, one side there is dharma, other side is adharma. So that means when one attacks differently, like mind attacks Ravana's mind, okay? When mind attacks differently, at any moment it's his own hometown, home ground. Now, this Viveka has to defend. And Viveka is already tired and exhausted. Now when this happens, you don't have any other choice other than some people to support your Viveka. And to support your Viveka, you need some God's grace. Presence of worthy people surrounded by you. If you don't come across worthy people in your life, that moment, definitely you lose the battle. Is it clear? So here, luckily gods came to see And among them also Agastya, who is being referred as Bhagavan. So the Rishi Agastya, a great CEO, as we have discussed his background, he was there. As you know, this is what we say. Remember, gods are in the hand of karma. In fact, they are in the form of order. They cannot do much changes. They cannot bring much changes. In fact, they are the only giver. What you are supposed to get, they are just, giver. Like any government, okay, supposed to be. However, rishis are, game changer. When I say game changer, a rishi can interfere. That's why we have beautiful sayings. What God cannot do, a guru can do. We have a lot of things are to talk. What God cannot do, what God cannot change in my life, guru can change. Because any rishi can interfere. Because there is, please understand, here there is a badhita ahankar. When there is a badhita ahankar, definitely what is being demanded, if that is being pleased, taken care, the rishi can change the game completely, whereas God cannot, because God are tied up with rules and regulations. It is exactly, I can tell you openly, like in Indian context, governor and chief minister. Governor cannot do much, okay? He is like God. Has to follow the protocol in India, okay? Whereas a chief minister can do anything, absolutely no problem. Just examples, okay? Don't stretch too much, okay? Please understand. So here, when Rishi, all the gods are keeping quiet. Now Rishi, very nicely, Agastya says, now let's look at verse number 3. Rama Rama Mahavaho Srunu Guhyam Sanatanam Ena Sarvanarin Vatsya Samare Vijayisyase Rama Rama Mahabaho Srunu Guhyam Sanatanam Ena Sarvanarin Vatsya Samare Vijayisyase. Says beautifully. First of all, he addresses Mahabaho. So as you know, this is Mahabaho means mighty armed one. You might have heard this also in Bhagavad Gita. Many times Lord Krishna has addressed Arjuna, O Mahabaho. So that means what? Remember, Vyasa has borrowed this word from Valmiki. Because Valmiki was the first person, remember? Ramayana was written first. So that's why you can see, if you look at the literature of Vyasacharya, also the Valmiki's influence is there in the whole Mahabharata and all Puranas. So this is one of the very nice point, Mahabaho, O mighty armed one. And interestingly, he addresses what he says. Rama, Rama. O Rama, O Rama. Remember, in this crucial moment, or any time in your life, if anybody calls you 2 times, definitely the person wants to communicate something to you. Suppose I call somebody's name 1 time, maybe I am in distress, maybe out of habitual error, or some way or other I call. But when I repeat, like O Rama, twice when it's being repeated, that means there is some concern, there is some care, and the person wants to communicate something. Now when he says O Rama, the word Rama is beautiful. Rama is Sarvehe Janaha. Why Janaha? Every beings also we can put it. Sarve. Ramayanti yasmini vastuni, yasmini purushe also, where everybody revels. The one who is the attracting personality like Krishna, akarsayati iti Krishna, sarvana akarsayati iti. The one who attracts, here the one where everybody revels, that is called Rama Tattva. So here he says, O Rama, O Rama. So when this Agastya uses this word twice, O Rama, O Rama, this is what to be understood. Please understand. Before any cyclone comes, there is peace, there is calm. Before a lion pounces on, goes back, first calms down, observes, goes back, then takes a pounce. That's why if you observe life, so also the mind, when calms down, suddenly take a back seat. You do not know what the mind is planning next. Can you see this point? That is what mind does. You may think that mind is exhausted, mind is tired. No, mind is not tired, mind is not exhausted. Now mind is planning something without your knowledge. It can happen to your mind. Remember, it can happen to anybody's mind too. So that's why we say very carefully, before storm comes, there is silence, there is calmness. In fact, that calmness period is the change, but that is the best opportunity to change the situation as an adversity or as an opportunity. That particular moment, before a cyclone comes, when there is calmness, for example, as you know, the center of any low pressure, how calm and quiet, that determines how you utilize the time, and that utilization will change. Either the cyclone will become adversity for you or it will be an opportunity for you. If you miss that calm period, if you don't prepare that calmness period, because you think, oh, everything is calm, everything is nice, no problem, let me wait. Finally, what will happen? You will not have any other choice. Unprepared, you have to meet the cyclone. So also when the mind calms down without any prior notice, without any proper logic, without any intimation, that means mind is planning. So also person like a child, remember this example I have seen many times. In a house, if the child is keeping quiet for some time, what does it mean? Either that devil is planning something or already has planned, executed. You understand? Two things. Either mentally planning to do something or already destroyed, now is feeling bad, guilty and hiding. There can be two options, okay? This is what I understand children, okay? So, same thing also mind. So when mind comes down, either is planning something without your knowledge or already planned, destroyed, now you do not have anything to do. So that's why when we have to change that particular moment, whether to adversities or opportunities. Now Rama also takes this point very carefully. This is called God's grace, nothing else. That when Agastya says, O Rama, twicely when he is being addressed, in spite of all worries and anxieties, remember, the last moment, he is the king who has killed many people. He is considered as God. Forget about God. He is such a great personality. Everybody has come to see, including gods. Now, when somebody calls, O Rama, say, what are you talking? I have to put the arrow now, hit him. What is this nonsense? No. What he says, he calms down, he attends the words of Agastya. That's why availability of yourself is must when your mind calms down, naturally or unnaturally. If you miss yourself to become available when mind comes down naturally or unnaturally, that will create disaster in your life. Now when he says Rama Rama, oh Mahabhav, okay, when he says Mahabhav, that means what? You are a mighty armed person. That means gives reassurance, don't worry, everything is okay. So that means you are more intent to listen to the person. Then he says, Shruno, may you listen to what? Guhyam Sanatanam. So now, may you listen to what you need to listen to. Now listen that the secret, Guhyam, secret. Secret means always a mantra is associated with secrecy. Why mantra is associated with secrecy? Please understand. That anything is open, mind is not going to accept. It's very simple logic. That which is open, mind is not going to accept. If I talk like this, your mind will not be curious. Suppose if I now cover something, you know there is something. Now your mind will be curious to know what is there in the hand. You understand? So wherever there is secrecy, their mind finds its interest. There is nothing, okay? So that's why in traditional teaching, we make it very clear that the teaching is a secret. That's why teaching is not given to anybody and everybody. Unlike nowadays what we do. That's why consequences. Because once to come to Vedanta class especially, has to have some karma yoga. Has to serve a person for a length of time. Has to be in Gurukulam. Then only whether the person is ready or not, that will be determined. But we all are crazy. We want to do everybody put together in the same bag or same package. It doesn't work. This is the disaster we do come across. All sort of problem happens because of this, nothing else. However, here he is being said, Sruno Guhyam, secret. And what sort of secret? Sanatana. This secrecy that is going through eternally. This is the most important point. It is not ordinary secrecy. It is something that is going through eternally. Sadaya eternally it is going, flowing. It is not one or two. And he says, what is that? Yena sarvan narin basya samare vijayisyasi. That he, in this battle, now, oh dear son, oh Vatsya, use the word, okay? Oh Vatsya. See, this is what the another way we try to call, we address. Because when your mind is elevated, definitely you address others with love, care, concern, with all things. Because if that care and concern is being misinterpreted, misunderstood, what can be done? That's why he says, like, look, now here I would like to, here Suno means may you listen to, listen means here I would like to initiate, I would like to tell you something, because initiation can be happen in different ways. This point, Diksha, let us keep it, okay? Diksha means initiation. Initiation can happen in many ways. We have different type of Diksha. So I will keep this particular thing open. In fact, if you want to more up this Diksha concept to understand, in our teacher book, commentary to Guru Stotra, this concept has been dwelt very well. So you can have a look at that. So that's the best thing to look at directly. How? So here he says, look, I would like to make you to listen to or initiate you into this eternal secret. And okay, hi, fantastic. But what is going to happen? Yes. By which, that's the most important thing, by which you will conquer all the enemies in the battle. So when he says you will conquer all the enemies, how is it possible? And what are the enemies? So all means there are two types of enemies in short. One is internal enemy, other one is external enemy. So the external enemy is nothing. The surroundings and obstacles. Maybe contextually we can look at Ravana. But mentally, if you look at, there are many factors we'll be seeing in details. Whereas the internal enemies are Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada and Mascharya, Sadaripu. There are 6 enemies. We have 6 enemies very clearly. Kama, desire. Krodha, Krodha means anger. Kama, Krodha. Lobha, greed. Moha, infatuation. Mada, arrogance. Mascharya, jealousy. So these 6 are called internal enemies. And we all are surrounded by these 6 enemies. In fact, at any moment, any one of them, or sometimes all of them together, okay? That is the worst part. They take over. In fact, they come together. They never come alone, okay? One is connected with another. It's very nicely. With the family they come. They make sure, like, all this coronavirus, okay? They come with the group. They never come alone, okay? You do whatever, but don't worry, they attack you right way, right time. However, let us not get into. So this 6 enemies that we are being surrounded by all the time is going to be taken care by this. How is it possible? This is the first question. By this mantra, how this can happen? Remember, mantra only, today morning class I was highlighting this point. Now also I am connecting this. Mantra only takes care of this Sadaripu, nothing else. Even though Karma Yoga, of course Jnana helps, no doubt in it. But when you are under the spell of these 6 ripus, please understand, this is the most important aspect. When ripus are weaker, ripu means enemies, okay? When these enemies are weaker, that time karma, that time jnana, everything will be really helpful, useful, no doubt in it. But when you are under the spell of these fellows, no jnana, no karma will be useful, except mantra. Can you see this point? When you are angry, what karma? You understand the trick we teach. When you are getting angry, tighten your fist. Tight you both the teeth. But you will not remember that. If you only remember, then only you can. Because really, the moment you tight both the teeth, your anger comes down. In a second. Both the teeth tight and get angry. Try. Impossible. You cannot. This is the trick, because we have for anger management, we have a lot of tricks and techniques, okay? This is one of the tricks we use. That's why when you get more angry, you know, all the teeth make a lot of noise, okay? Good, that means your anger will come down. But we don't say don't make noise, because poor teeth will go away, okay? Just touch both the teeth tightly. You cannot get angry once you bring both the teeth together tight. But the problem is, you will not remember. This is the point, okay? Don't look at, oh, Swamiji, we got a tips today on anger management, okay? No, the point is here, this you will not remember. After that, oh, Swamiji told that day, I could have brought both the things together. Oh, I made a mistake. Whereas, we take the help of a mantra. That's why when you have a mantra, the anger comes, automatically you switch over with the mantra. Then you will discover the object of anger, process of anger and mantra will get intermixed. Can you see this point? There will be a lot of mixture, that will be a lot of khichdi, what we call as. Your anger, object of anger, process of anger and mantra. Then, but you don't give up the mantra, you continue. Then finally what will happen? You will discover the anger, the process of anger and object of anger will reduce and the mantra will take over. I am talking about anger being a reaction. When the anger being the immediate reaction can be handled, can be managed with the mantra. And moreover, more than mantra, a stotram is more powerful that moment. Because what happens in stotra, you have got certain freedom to chant loudly. You have also right to keep your eyes open. And here, this mantra related to Surya will be introducing this point later on, why this is more important in the next verse. That here, when one sloka is more interesting, that's why when there is prolonged anger, any ripu, any is prolonged, what we call chronical, definitely there stotram does beautiful work, not mantra. Because mantra you will not feel like chanting, you will not feel like doing it. That's why there we say get into either this long Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, or this Aditya Hrudaya, which is amazing, that is contextual we'll be talking, or do some archana, where you divert your mind, body, energy, everything for a length of time. So that's why it's being highlighted here that when this takes care of Sadaripu, the internal enemies, also it takes care of what? The external ones. So external ones are nothing, please understand. External ones are the obstacles. Because life never moves the way I want. And as per the rule, it should not move. Somebody said very beautifully, if in life, if everything moves the way you want, that means it's the devil's work. It is not God's work. That's very nice, beautiful saying they say, okay? How far it is true, don't ask me. Then I don't use this word, but today it came out, okay? In short, it is impossible. Life should not move the way you want. Life must move the way it is supposed to move. Imagine, if the life moves the way we want, can we do anything? Will you do anything? You will be so lethargic. You will be so arrogant. Means not only physically, mentally, you will stink. You understand? Literally, you will stink. That's why, thank God, in life things doesn't move, and that's why the obstacles are more important. So when these obstacles are important, now what is happening? Now when take this mantra, also it takes care of the obstacle. How it takes care of the obstacle? As you know, it is exactly in a computer, opening a bigger file. In your computer, all sort of data are there. And when all the data are there, it has been connected. As you know, in the hard disk, it never stores in one place. As the hard disk keeps spinning, it gets stored in different places, but there is a connector. Now, let us say at a time you open two files. Tuck, 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 tuck. Big files, okay, not small files. Now your processor will start searching both the files, look at connectors in their way. Now you will discover which file is predominantly open on the window, main window. If both the files are same, connector same. If the one who is on the surface, that file open faster. That which is in the forefront will open fast, whereas which is in the background, what we call, takes how many percentage you go to the process, how much percentage it takes. If you analyze, you will understand. The one who is behind always consumes less percentage, takes longer time. This is called computer job, okay? Same thing also, all our thoughts are connected. As you know, we never think. thought comes to us. Is it clear? It's long back, okay? We have talked this point. We never think. Nobody thinks. Always a thought comes. We associate with the thought and take a credit that I think. And the more I take credit, don't worry, I also take a discredit. This is the truth, this is the reality. So how does the thought come? Thought comes from the surroundings. Now when the thought comes from the surroundings, whatever thought I have, suppose I have a depressing thought, all sort of depressing thought I will, invite to me. Can you see this point? So also, when I am happy, all sort of happiness oriented thoughts I will be welcoming. That's why you can see, when you are happy, you only meet happy people. When you are unhappy, you also meet only unhappy people. Have you not observed? The way you are, you only come across that sort of people in your life. So here is being said, when you chant this, automatically there is a change in you. There is a new enthusiasm. Because there is a new enthusiasm, definitely it changes the atmosphere. The moment it changes the atmosphere, you feel protected. And of course, not only astrally you feel protected, physically also you feel good. And moreover, this mantra called Aditya Hrudaya will be saying, what does it mean? Being chanted in front of the sun, preferably, definitely it also adds its own beauty. So that's why by chanting itself, the moment this chanting process happens, not only you take care of your internal worries, internal enemies, also you do take care of external obstacles. That's why we say beautifully, very carefully, that why all these things happens. That also we need to see. Because this particularly mantra that is going to be initiated, let us chant the next verse so that it becomes easier. Aditya Hrudayam Punyam Sarvasatru Vinashanam Jayabaham Japet. Sorry, always, I don't know, I have picked up from long back, okay? Automatically it goes, okay? Jayabaham Japam Nityam Akshem Paramam Shivam. Because Jape Nityam, I think long back I have chanted somehow Jape Nityam. So when I say here Japam Nityam, okay? Aditya Hrudayam Punyam Sarvasatru Vinashanam Jayabaham Japam Nityam Akshayam Paramam Shivam. Now he says, Aditya Hrudaya. This is the point I was waiting, okay? What is this Aditya? Because when it is being initiated as Upasana, that should be Upasya Vastu. That which is to be dwelt upon. And of course, this is process of Upasana and I am Upasaka. These three things are there. Now, what is that to be dwelt upon? And why it is so secret? That too it is being given. I think in Hinduism you don't have anything to do or what? Everything in war time. Bhagavad Gita comes in war time. This Aditya Hrudaya comes in war time. Only when there is war, only people are ready. Like, when there is no gas cylinder, oxygen, that time you make the plant. Maybe this is your culture, okay? Contextually present going on, okay? Now all government is waking up to make oxygen plant, okay? Anyway, so coming back. So that means, what is all about it? So when it is being taught what is all about it, it says, look, very beautifully, the God is being worshipped. And what is that God? We call Ishwara. God, we don't use the word God, Ishwara. Because you know all these things, okay, concept, so I don't have to get into Ishwara. Generally, Ishwara is Vishnu. Vishnu means Vyapakatva, that which is all pervasive. In short, that which is both efficient and material cause. Because God can be different. That's why there are many gods. But Ishvara is one. So that being both efficient and material cause, the Ishvara, we have a beautiful saying in Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna says, Aditya namaham Vishnu. So among all the offspring of Aditi, so the son of Aditi is called Adityana. Among all the offspring of Aditi, I am called Vishnu. So when we look at, here is being highlighted very nicely, that Aditya and Hrudaya, these two words we need to look at very carefully. Aditya means the sun god. We say, where is God? We have two addresses for the God. If anybody asks, according to Vedic culture, where is God? You have only two addresses as per Vedic culture. One is a sun god, which is direct to us, Aditya. Other one, that means God, Ishvara, abides or resides in Aditya, number one. Second God, what is that? Atma, that which resides in Hrudaya. We have discussed in details in Mundaka Upanishad, okay? Guhayaham nihitam. So here is this word Hrudaya. Can you see this point? So Hrudaya means the heart. Is highlighting the Atma that resides in the cavity of intellect. We have discussed in details what is Hrudayam, okay? Vidyate Hrudaya Ganti Chidyate Sarva Samsayaha. In details we have gone in Mundaka Upanishad. Please don't ask me to repeat. So there are two addresses of God. One is externally, that is sun god. Another one is internally, that is in my heart. In fact, that is the called Gayatri combination. When you do the Sandhya Upasana, you do Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri Mantra is nothing, the combination of the Savitru Devata that is in me. That is the whole process of Upasana. So now here he says, look, this Aditya Hrudayam. That's why we say very beautifully, very carefully, that if you want good health, worship Surya. Name, fame and good health comes from Surya. Suppose if you feel that Surya, suppose if you feel your health is not that great, you don't worry. Keep worshipping Surya, Bhagavan. We have a lot of mantras, starting with this Aditya Hrudayam. Of course, we have Aruna Prashna. If you want to go in a Vedic way, Aruna Prashna we have. Of course, many Upanishads we do have. And Surya Mandala Stotram, Surya Kavacham. But in short, name, fame and health are related to Surya. And remember, the health is most important wealth in our life. If I ask you, do you want good health or do you want wealth? If you are a sensible person, what will you ask? Good health. Especially after Corona or during Corona. Because during Corona time, wealth has no value. All your wealth in either in cupboard or in the bank or wherever it is. But health is in your hand. So that's why here is being highlighted. Now you need to listen to this. What is this called? Aditya Hrudayam Punyam Sarva Shatru Vinasana. This Aditya Hrudayam, that God which resides outside externally also within me. This Aditya Hrudayam, which is this mantra, this stotra need to be really chanted, which will bring punyam. So which will bring punyam means good thing, sacred thing, virtuous thing in your life. Not only that, sarva satru vinasanam, which will destroy, which will drive away all the satrus, all the enemies that you have, both external and internal. Sarva satru vinasanam. Of course, not only that, jaya avaham, that which brings victory. It is not that only you will keep chasing your enemies and enemies and you are tired and exhausted. You are not satisfied, or you are not contented, or you have not got back your health, the confidence. No, it's a jayavaham. It brings also victory. That means what? You feel charged back. There is self-confidence in you. So jayavaham. And of course, that which is nityam. Nityam means eternal. Akshayam. Akshaya means that which doesn't destroy, unfailing. And paramam, supreme, at the same time shivam, auspicious. So now the question may arise. Okay, fantastic, all these things are great. But I would like to know, what do you mean by this? That it destroys again this all the satrus. So what do you mean by this satru? Because that is what I am more interested in, enemies. So what is this enemy? Please understand. Anything can be enemy, including a value system that is being developed by me. Sometimes we have been brought up with a value system. Without understanding, we stick to it. And most of the time, the value system that is being developed in one of us, in each of us, we don't question. Maybe the value system is being injected by somebody in us. Or we have developed a value system in due course of time. So when a value system is being injected by somebody, knowingly or unknowingly, or is being developed by me because of certain circumstances, then what happens? I try to exercise. In fact, that is the greatest enemy for me. Have you not observed this point? Means when I stick to this, that means mind automatically becomes mechanical. And mind becomes so mechanical that mind is not available for anything, anybody with related to that value system. Can you see this point? So we all are being brought up, we all do function with some type of value system in our life. That which has been injected by somebody, or we have picked up in due course of time without understanding its limitations, without understanding its longevity. Can you see this point? Sometimes people die with that value system and they feel proud. Have you not observed that? There is nothing to feel proud about it. Because value system is a value system to grow. If the value system does not make me to grow, that's not no more a value system for me. Now that happens, that is being taken care by a mantra. When you keep chanting, then what happens? Your mind is opening so that you accommodate more and more. You modify your value system for betterment. Can you see this point? You don't destroy value system. You modify, you leave behind for somebody may be useful, as it was useful for me in a given time. Now I need to leave behind for others. I don't have to destroy anything or anybody, but I need to grow up in my life. So that is the most important aspect of this concept of this mantra. And more of course, please understand, whenever, wherever there is this value system is there, always our value system is misplaced with our emotional investment. I am using very carefully. With this sort of value system, we have something called emotional, misplaced with emotional investment. value system is value system as long as there is no emotional investment. Can you see this point? If there is some type of emotional investment in any value system, can you say that it is value system? In fact, that is the greatest enemy in our life. Sometimes we don't understand this at all. So that's why the mantra provides that sort of opportunity not to emotionally invest anything with reference to my value system. That's why this particular mantra brings victory. Jayabaham. And especially it doesn't take much time. If you chant slowly 10 minutes, if you chant little fast 5 to 6 minutes, because only 31 verses, not big. One can chant at any moment, any time, and especially morning sunrise or after taking bath looking at the sun. If this is being done, of course, this brings auspiciousness. Why auspiciousness? We have got many things for auspiciousness. We always say, in any relationship or any place, always we look for auspicious sign in every religion, every culture, everywhere. That's why when we enter a house, we make sure there is a photo of auspiciousness. Anything is being connected to unauspicious, we don't entertain. Like for example, especially in Christianity, this is believed that when Jesus passed away, before that with 13 people he had died. Because he had dined with 13 people, if you go to, especially not Indian, any airlines, international airlines, 13 is not available. Seat number 13 row is not there at all. Any international. India we have, no doubt in it. International airlines 13 is not there because 13 is not auspicious at all. It is being connected. Whether you accept it or not, that's secondary thing. That's not our point. Because if any number is being associated with inauspicious thing, automatically it creates some type of inauspicious movement in you. That's why they remove it. So also if you look at, we do keep different type of, icons. For example, swastik in India. Swastik is auspicious. And another person just tilted the swastik opposite way. That becomes inauspicious. That fellow becomes inauspicious. He destroyed everything, became powerful, but destroyed everything. That's why when we enter a house, we make sure there is something auspicious thing should be there. Some photo. Some good photo. Something should be good. Because if that is not there, good not there, I'm not telling you jokes. If when we enter in a house, if you see some funny photo, which doesn't give you, proper energy, definitely that will bring inauspicious in your house. That's why inevitably, without knowing what we do, just simply I'm telling you, when we enter house, we keep a deity photo in India. Straight away mind goes to deity. So that it takes care. Remember, when these sort of things are there, so here, when you start chanting a mantra, which is related to both deity externally and internally, definitely it has to bring auspiciousness in you. And of course, the more of it, verse number 5, we will see Sarva Mangalya Mangalyam, Sarva Papa Pranasanam, Chinta Sukha Prasamanam, Ayurbaddhanam Uttamam. What is Chinta? What is worry? And what is Shoka? Affliction. Why they are different? We will see on Monday. Please close your eyes. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.